it's almost fitting that today we start the video overlooking the gorgeous Liyue Harbor. This place still fills me with so much emotion, even seeing it now. Just as I did the first time when I came here. I came here during the last Lantern Rite Festival, and it meant the absolute world to me then, and it feels so emotional now every time we walk into this place. And that's what the worlds in Genshin really do. Now, the reason it's fitting is that because we're about to do a story quest that is a long time coming. It is Baizhu's story quest. And the reason why it's a long time coming is just because this character is kind of interesting when it comes to my channel, because I feel like the Baizhu meme, I guess, not that his character's a meme, we don't know as a character, but like the Baizhu meme surrounding the channel was a thing for quite a bit, and still is a thing, where I, full disclosure, made fun of his outfit. And it was that point that I knew that the Genshin audience that I had were going to be beautiful, because it could have turned so ugly for other fan bases or for some bad people in the fan base. But what I got was like a constant funny meme of people, you know, making jokes about how I don't like the outfit or this and that. And it was actually like a very, very heartwarming thing for me. And it honestly was like, I already felt like I was being welcomed into the Genshin community, but at that moment when like I made fun of someone's outfit, and instead of like killing me for it, it became like a channel joke. And look, there's Chi-Chi over there. It actually was a very special thing for me. And so like, while this is like, yes, it's a funny meme, but it's also like it represents like how awesome this playthrough has been for me. So Baizhu's story quest is a representation for me of how awesome my audience has been throughout this entire playthrough. And thank you guys for always being cool, but also hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Orban. This is my first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact. Let's go over and talk to Chi-Chi. It has been such a long time since we could access this story quest.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Chi-Chi, oh, by the way, is an adorable character.
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
The tone.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
So he's your dad. Oh, your dad's gone missing.
How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
I got lost plenty of times when I first came here.
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
Right, okay.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Rite, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there?
Very, very mature of you, very smart of you, young man, very smart.
When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone.
Right, okay, no, this is probably a very harrowing thing for a son to see.
I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
So, again, so smart. So smart for this kid.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people.
Yeah, we'll find him.
Right, Traveler.
Doesn't it feel weird to be doing like a quest? I know, it feels weird for me like doing quests sometimes in Liyue, because it just feels like we've come back in time almost.
Junction can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog.
The voice actor for Chi-Chi is perfect.
Hey, who's talking about me
Oh my
behind
god,
my
the
back?
snake.
Cheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset.
Yeah.
Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baizhu?
Uncle Baizhu.
Uncle Baizhu.
Cheng, now's not the time.
Like, it's so weird because like I think it's just like such a like thing that like sets a character apart, right? Giving them something that really sets them apart. And like in Genshin, they're very good at doing that. The snake is like so striking.
My dear boy, Could you tell me more about your father's condition, as much as you can recall?
Yes, Dr. Baizhu.
So Ayu explains his father's health situation to Baizhu.
I see. And your family lives near Qingse village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Ride. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Right, and you do that. You're so good.
Is that so?
He's so good.
Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jialiang?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baizhu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
We've seen this before with Baizhu, like, he's very, like, actually, you know, good at his job, but, like, also, there's been so many, like, little moments where Baizhu will show up at the last second and, like, help someone out, like, very, very well. So, like, there's no denying that he is, like, fantastic at his job.
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
You can count on us.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Oh, Chi-Chi, you tell him. Chi-Chi, she's so adorable.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy.
Look at Liyue. Look at it.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
Very, very cool. So, the Heart of Healing is the name of this story quest this time. Is Chi-Chi still here? She is. How you doing, Chi-Chi?
His family. We have to find them.
The patience and control that you have to have.
Can you believe that little
To be able to do a
boy
voice
brought
like
his father
that.
all this way to see the doctor? Oh, what a remarkable
Oh no, you're right,
child.
Gui. He's like so freaking impressive.
I didn't even know how to buy medicine by
Yep.
myself when I was
Yep.
his age.
That's a child that probably is maturing faster than they should, in a way. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's like that child has a lot on their plate, or maybe has a lot to worry about, which does, believe it or not, it does it does. I think it does mature kids a lot faster, especially when they have a lot more to do. If you're taking care of your father a lot, you're definitely gonna like probably be different from other kids. This is so interesting. Like, just it feels weird to be a Baizhu this time, because we met Baizhu so long ago. It's one of those rare times where you've done a story quest, like well after we met the character. Because we met Baizhu like, man, I want to say we met Baizhu back in like February or March of this year. So it's been a long time. So whereabouts in the middle of the guards? Over here, right at the entrance. Liyue felt like almost like a second home, or like our place of like work. I think it did at some points. So it's always interesting to come back. We were here for quite a bit. I think we were here for a good 40 episodes. And then we were in Inazuma for 40 episodes. And we're going to be in Sumeru for a tiny bit more.
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates
Is something else
things.
going on here?
The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we going to get the people?
This little kid's
Excuse me,
amazing.
sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Oh, so you asked? Yeah, so smart. He went to everyone that that
hey
was
there,
smart enough to
buddy.
go with,
Dr.
to talk
Baizhu,
to.
what brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
I will say Baiju's voice is like very like, I was gonna say like a weirder word, like smooth is probably the best word. Like it's like it flows very well. I was gonna say like it's like cream. You know what I mean? It's like so like silky in a way.
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
We'll take that area. Yeah, we'll take that area.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
I do like that everyone's kind of like coming together for this, you know? It's
Sorry
pretty cool.
we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
Like, they care a lot.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
This kid is so polite as well. Like, imagine your dad is missing, and you're still, like, the most polite person in the world. How far away is this? Actually, not that far whatsoever. Oh my god, we still haven't unlocked this domain, which is crazy. But I guess, like, you know, the domains I unlock nowadays are usually the ones I probably need for, like, characters and stuff. I guess, or, like, fast travel points are good, too, to have for domains. The world's getting more expansive. The world's getting bigger. You know, there's a lot more stuff to do as we go along. You know, and I'm always trying to pace myself very well. You know, it's the same thing with World Quest. You know, we're starting the Dirge quest next week. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people have a lot of, like, World Quest requests, which makes sense. Because everyone has their own favorite World Quest. Look at this place. Like, again, I remember coming here for the first time and being stopped, like, stalled in my tracks with how cool this place looks.
Dad,
Oh my god. This kid's a good voice actor as well, whoever's in the voice acting for the kid.
There's somebody over
I know it's an adult probably, but, you know.
Oh no. It's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
Oh, Paimon, I wonder if he's like a little confused, yeah. That's not a good landing. That is not a good landing.
Watch where you're going.
Who's that? Hutao! What? Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you! This is like legit like one of my favorite characters in this game, and the fact that they're here now is so exciting. Oh my god.
Dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but
Oh my god,
you
Hutao.
needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right?
Hutao, that's a killer line. That's a killer line. No, I love Hutao, and we only got to see like a little bit of her from her story quest, but her story quest is like super good. Like no, legit, like not like, just like only seen a little bit of her. One of my top 10 favorite characters in Genshin.
Huh? Dad!
Hutao, you did something amazing here today as well. You did something fantastic.
My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and my worst nightmare.
Oh, you don't like Baizhu? Look at the design in Hutao, by the way. I wasn't a big believer in the color brown on outfits all the time, believe it or not, before I played Genshin, and like it's so good.
I see she still hasn't warmed to
Did you do something to Hutao?
Thank you, Director Who, for saving this
Director Who,
man.
very formal. Yeah, no, seriously, this is a very serious matter, and Hutao coming in and saving him at the last second is fantastic.
Dad, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you recognize me? It's me.
Oh, do you recognize me? This is very sad.
You're...
Oh,
Are you? Who am I?
this is incredibly sad.
Your name is Jialiang, and you live just west of Qingse Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
This kid is like incredible. This kid is incredible. Like, I would be breaking down crying, but I feel like this is like becoming more and more of a natural occurrence and a normal occurrence for Ayu.
Oh, my name is Jialiang. Liyue Harbor.
Oh no.
See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jialiang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
So sad. So sad.
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad
Yeah.
shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away.
It's so like I feel you know when you feel that feeling of dread, like, but it's more like there's like a sadness in it as well. Like, this is not nice. You know what I mean? It's not nice to happen.
Sorry, Hutao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us.
Do you want to come with us,
next time.
Hutao?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, please.
You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs?
Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your
Oh
own
wow,
ends?
okay.
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
So he knows something about this that we don't know.
There are traces of god remains in Jialiang's
God
system.
remains. What?
Yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
And Hutao, of course, like, you know, knows about this too. So this feels like something we should know about as well.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, this is.
God
Yeah.
remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me?
Yeah, but like Hutao's worry is worrying me now too, because like again, like Hutao is a character who like while like she's very forward and like, you know, very business savvy in a lot of the stuff she does, we do know that she does care quite a bit too.
Besides,
Like, oh, she did it for this
was
person.
my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him.
Wait, what?
Now you're bringing my great uncle into this?
Oh my god, the
Baizhu,
connections.
Just what are you planning this time?
The absolute connections.
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
I would like that. I would like that because all this is making me more nervous now than it did before. And like, you know, and here's just the thing. I don't know Baizhu as well as I know Hutao. I know I trust Hutao. You know what I mean? And like, I think that like Baizhu is like telling the truth here. But again, it's me starting a story quest. There's no way I can know exactly what like is happening here, you know?
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
Don't forget that we're here too. There's a history here, obviously. Obviously, there's a connection with familial connections as well.
Okay, deal. We're not going to solve anything by keeping Jialiang
Yes,
here.
100%. 100%.
I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
Yeah, we had a very good connection with Hutao.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
You got it.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once.
I mean, like, factually so, like, such a good idea to return back from Boo Boo Pharmacy. Like, factually so, it's like, I feel like sometimes Wonder is a
Blockages
fantastic,
within
like,
the cardiovascular
bridge sometimes between
system,
characters.
Reduced blood flow and energy circulation? I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Interesting music here as well. You know, like a very somber tone to this.
Dr. Baizhu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
This poor child.
Don't you worry. Baizhu's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baizhu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first
Didn't
started
answer yes.
displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
This kid's gonna break my heart. This kid's gonna break my heart.
So it's been a long time indeed.
Is it a grim prognosis?
No. I have a treatment
Okay.
plan in mind.
Okay.
We can start tonight.
Great.
Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Just like that?
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you so much.
Kid, you deserve a rest. You deserve a rest.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Hu, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
She's staring daggers at this man.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
I bet.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
And we'll be heading out too.
See you tomorrow, Baizhu and Chang Chang.
Bye for now, everyone.
See, as well, I do understand as well, like from like other people playing the story mode, the story quest, like their perspective is probably extremely like different as well. Like it is for me, like when I play all story modes, you know. And I only realized that yesterday. Like a lot of people probably before like did events, like say for example the Kaveh Hangout event. Like I was talking about the Kaveh Hangout event as if it happened before the Parade of Providence, but actually it came out after Parade of Providence. So people already had a connection, like the deepest connection, like a really deep connection to Kaveh from that quest. While I only, I think, had like the small interactions we've had through like story quests and things like this. And then eventually when we got to the Hangout quest, I got to know him deeper like that. So usually like I have to use the story quest, not just like events and things like that to like really get to know characters. But I love Hutao. I love Hutao.
Are you ready, Baizhu?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now.
I'm used to it right now. What do you mean?
Come on.
You're used to it. Oh.
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baizhu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
You mean Baiju's master, you mean Ayu's mother? Yeah, well both, I guess.
Yeah. You must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
So, should we talk to Hutao? I mean, Hutao would be like the one like we should talk to first, right? Yes, of course. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Because if we're talking about her family, I think I would rather talk to her first than like some people at the pharmacy. You know what I mean? I think that makes sense. Especially since she's our friend.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery.
Very poetic.
Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
I love her. I love her so much. So...
Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Sure.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baizhu could tell so quickly that Jialiang had god remains in his system?
Yeah, that's also an interesting question too.
Uh-huh. I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
Both these answers are kind of the same.
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up. So our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify God's remains when we see them.
But does this have a similar thing to do with Archon residue? Like what happened with Kalei in the manga? Or is that like a completely different thing, I wonder?
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baizhu learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Okay.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead.
So it must have been a spell because you believed that the family business was so important to the family, I suppose?
My grandpa
As it would
had
be.
a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay.
The star in her eye, the asterisks.
So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine.
Okay.
They never spoke to each
Oh
other again.
man, oh my god, that like broke them apart. That's rough. That is seriously rough. And I guess, like, you know, like, the family, like, look how much, how dedicated Hutao is to this. Like, you can tell, like, you know, how important this business is to her.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change.
Yes.
Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
Man, like, it's so weird because family can be, like, the strongest thing in the world, but it can also break apart by the smallest of things.
If he had just
I know this isn't small, but you know what I mean?
There would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng funeral parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days.
Okay.
But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
Okay.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baizhu is around me. He'd never tell me anything.
So Baiju's tight-lipped about this stuff too.
But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide.
Okay, so the kind of like, the rivalry here is getting much, much clearer.
One thing I do know about Baizhu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Yeah, immortality, and does it have anything to do with the God Remains? We know that, like, if it is anything like Archon Residue, like, then it's not good. It's not good at all.
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what
Honestly,
he's up to.
like, is it gonna hurt to have Hutao around? Not at all. Like, I love having Hutao around, and I think that, like, having, again, as we get to know Baizhu, just like as we get to know other characters, it's always good to sometimes have, like, another character who will, like, introduce us to them, or maybe get introduced to them in another quest as well, which you do with Baizhu also. But it's been so long since we really talked to Baizhu, that I'm happy to have another character here to kind of, like, shepherd that along as well.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Baizhu himself about all of this tomorrow.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not like a lack of trust for Baizhu. It's literally just like, I don't know him. I don't know him as well as, like, you guys do. I haven't been through, like, I know that he has been helpful. I know that he is actually very good at his job. I know Chi-Chi trusts him. I know that, like, several times we've seen him actually save people, like, during Yalan's quest, we've seen that happen. So, like, it is, like, this thing where it's like, okay, like, I just, like, hope we get to know him better during this quest.
Oh, while you're here, have either of you seen Chi-Chi around?
No.
It's not every day I get to infiltrate Baiju's lair, but alas, I didn't catch a single glimpse of
I love the way
anywhere.
she calls it a lair and she wanted to see Chi-Chi.
What if Baizhu knew I'd be on the lookout for her and hid
yeah,
her away
wait.
in advance?
Of course she'd be interested in Chi-Chi. She's a zombie and she's a funeral director. Zombies are literally like, you know, they almost like are like literally like the market disruptor for like a funeral director. That's actually so funny. So 6 o'clock was it? That's really funny. Like a zombie would literally be like this is a really bad example, but it's like, I don't know, a chain store for a bakery or something. Like, you know, I got all my baked goods at the supermarket now, you know. I don't need your funeral director anymore. I gotta. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Sorry, I was too busy yapping. Yapper Calvin over here. Hello, baby gangsters. It's Yapper Calvin, also known as Romer. That's funny. Because we know from her character. Was it a character teaser or demo, or was it a fan video that we saw her like chasing after Chi-Chi at some points?
And check out how Jialiang is doing.
Let's go. Hope he said that he'd be lucid, and Hutao's right up there as well. Hutao, perfect design.
Dad!
Are you?
Dad, you remember
That's
me.
good. That's good. Okay, so what did you do, Baizhu?
Yes, I remember now. Oh, I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her.
Oh my god.
And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Like, this kid is a superhero.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baizhu.
My
Like,
pleasure.
seriously, well
really.
done.
It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baizhu. It's only because Jiang Li, what was her reason again?
Oh, there's still some stuff that's hazy?
You're still in the early
Yeah,
stages of
okay.
recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jialiang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is
Evil
gone after
presence.
all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
Yeah, no, it's impressive. It's super impressive.
That would be a trade secret,
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
he's not going to tell you.
If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jialiang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wang Sheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
He knows that she loves the business.
Oh, come on, Baizhu. I'm not that unreasonable.
So, okay. So here's the thing, right? I remember I don't remember everything about Baizhu, of course, it's been so long. But I'm thinking that the way that the snake talked to Baizhu, and if this is something that was revealed before, it's been such a long time that I don't remember, because I'm like, it's one of those things that like, it's in my mind, it's like, did that happen before? And it's been such a long time, it really has. But with Baizhu here, what we're looking at here with this is, from my perspective anyway, is what I'm deciphering from the snake saying, are you ready to do this? And then now Baizhu, grabbing his head. To me, what it screams is that whenever Baizhu has to cure someone in this way, it also damages him. Something's wrong.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baizhu, take me outside
Oh
for some air,
man.
or I'm going to suffocate.
Do you think the snake is like, oh, like I'll make it look like I want to go outside when you need some fresh air?
Yes, of course. Everyone, please
Well, that's kinda
excuse
sad if you use your own
Jiangsheng and
life
myself
force.
for a moment.
I hope you're okay. Jesus, man, what did you do?
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in.
Yeah, that
by
was very smart. That was very sweet.
But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
And here we come.
Who's there?
It's me. I love it. It's me. Yeah, that's horrible,
Why
man.
did you follow us
looks
here?
like in a dire state over here. I thought you're looking a little bit unwell.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Man, I have a cough too, but like my cough is from like, an actual cough. There's something happening here with what you're doing.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baizhu did not cure Jialiang's
What?
illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force
Oh my
to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
life! What? That's so dangerous.
Baizhu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients.
Wait, so the snake is like passed down from like generation to generation?
I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient.
I'm starting to think that God Remains is Archon residue, but I could be wrong. Do you think that's what it is?
The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery
rough.
medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna go through?
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more serious now. Like, I want to know more about the sacrifice and like how like it works. Will you get your life force back?
Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin.
Oh, so like he like from Shanjan's perspective, like he is basically like the vessel for them.
I was treating patients with Baiju's master's
There you go.
master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text.
So you pass it on like you are the vessel for almost like the
Guess you
yeah.
shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Are you sure you're okay?
Wait a sec. Hutao was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging
That's
your own
rough.
body?
So rough.
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Yeah, but like you seem like you're in a bad way. Like when does that heal?
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body, and soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand?
Dummy.
He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
Shanshan's an interesting character because like they did like say to Baizhu, hey, let's leave. Maybe it's because they didn't want him to know the secrets of like what they're able to do, but they also like, hey, tell them someone you trust to like carry that burden along with you. So I think they do care a little bit at the very least. Go on, Baizhu, let us help you. Yeah, we'll help.
Baizhu, don't you think you should seize this opportunity?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Yep.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
Yep, you have. We've seen you help us out before. So what are the next steps?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
Do you know where his house is?
Yes. I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Right. Yeah. No. And like here's like it's a very interesting character combination with the snake. Shanshang is that? Oh, Chi-Chi. Hey.
She's finally
Oh my
gone.
God.
She's gone for good now, right?
Maybe. So she's like hiding from Hutao. Of course Hutao would be, yeah, like we said, would be really interested in the idea of like a zombie. So we're going to the west of Shinsei village. Yeah, no, like it's a very interesting character dynamic between like Shanshang and Baizhu, but also a very interesting like character moment here for Baizhu also, where we have this character that like is suffering, you know, for their art, not their art, for the craft basically at this stage. Which is, you know, it's this is like so far, but this is also like the place we started. It really, like, it's impressive. It's really impressive, but at the same time, it's worrying. You know what I mean? And Hutao, I think, holy hell, man, holy hell, Hutao is a character that like, you know, is obviously very suspicious. There's a rivalry there, and like Shanshan said, there is a feeling of like, hey, like you can't keep this between people forever. So it does make sense why Hutao would be a little bit nervous about it, because if there is dubious methods being used, you know, if all you hear is dubious methods and the doctor that my family member became was a dubious doctor, you're going to be a little bit worried and a little bit apprehensive about it, right? You're gonna carry that with you until you find out the actual truth. Even though it still is a dubious method, by the way. It's hurting Baizhu more than it's hurting other people, I believe.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh.
Have we been here? I don't think we've been here
So
before,
well
no.
hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
It's actually really nice, though.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiangli was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiangli? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale.
Okay.
She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang.
Right.
Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiangli did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family.
That's very interesting. Yeah, to not talk about the new family you've made.
The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
And that's why you're doing this now as well.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's why you went to such
A pact
extreme
that was
lengths
made.
to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything,
Well, there you go. Okay.
it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him.
Shut
my
me up.
decision would have remained the same.
And in fairness, though, like, here's the thing. Why, I thought, the pact was very important as well. We, again, like I said, and that Jialiang quest was such a good example of, Baizhu, coming to the aid of somebody. But Baizhu, is also, hasn't shown us that they're, a bad doctor, you know?
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baizhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, the thing is, it was not my place to say it's okay. But, it's the snake around the neck. I'm sorry. It's the snake around the neck and the voice. You know, if someone talks like this and they have a snake around their neck, it's how could you not think they're the scheming type?
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
Never. All my good guys are good, even when they do bad.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiangli has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Yeah, no, you can kind of understand Paimon's feelings, no doubt about it. Because I feel like we felt that way too. We were I think when we first met, I remember even having conversations with people in the comments how the voice makes him you can probably look back in the comment section and see that the voice makes it seem like he is a very sneaky person. Several flame marks can be seen in the pillar. Maybe it's used to record Ayu's height as he grew up. There's some faded writing near the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner he can leave. Judging by the number of marks on the pillar, the family has led a secluded existence for many years. For many. Wait, but Ayu's not this. Oh no, I was just looking at this mark. It's not just that mark in there. I was he's not that tall. The firewood is neatly stacked and the logs were cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom pile have begun to rot. It must have been a while since any new wood was added to the pile. So it's been around for a while. By the way, yeah, can you imagine living here and you wake up in the morning and like you sit over here to have your breakfast and you just stare at like incredible. Incredible. It would be the end of me. Diary with childish handwriting. Some roof tiles broke. Mom and I tried to get up and take a look, but we didn't manage. Luckily, Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today when we sat down to eat. Dad tried to fix it, but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write that down for now and read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better. This kid, man.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
Been through so much. What the hell?
Chung Shung and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was.
Wait, is this
hidden
actually like God remains?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using God remains. Is it? Breathing?
Breathing?
Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
Let me take a look at it.
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
What? Alive?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances.
Okay.
If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
So not the direct thing?
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was
Oh
heading.
my god, so like and that's why he was gonna walk off the cliff, because it was like this thing where it was like it was just going in on a direct line, a direct route towards the village.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there.
That's insane.
The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison
Yeah, that's the question. That's a good
Jialiang?
question.
Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one
What?
who concocted it is likely a resident of the house.
His wife?
You mean Xiaoliang? Why would he poison himself?
Wait.
Think a little harder, Paimon.
Oh, we already got it here, but
Someone
like,
else who lives here.
yeah, oh
And who
no.
might have expertise in crafting drugs.
Oh my god, look, I love that we're sharing the same look with Baizhu here.
Huh? So you're saying it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, it's so
Why would she
weird.
poison her own
Oh
husband?
my god.
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who
Yeah.
would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
That is horrible.
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jialiang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know a method to neutralize the poison?
Yes. According to the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother lode is
Right.
purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains,
That's
the poison
crazy.
will leave Jialiang's system without the need for any further treatment.
Man, I didn't know this was gonna. Again, I don't know if it's the same thing. Like the idea of God remains an Archon residue. Maybe it's a different thing. But like, I didn't know we were gonna have like a quest that involved the remains of a god, or like the idea of the remains of a god.
Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
I've only heard rumors.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
It sounds like you don't want to talk to him, Shansen.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life.
Right.
I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? After a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery.
Yeah,
if you
it's
ask Paimon.
it is Paimon. It's very scary. You know, like a contract with someone's life is already on the baseline of just scariness. Like whatever goes from there is probably even scarier.
Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful
Well, apparently,
being like me.
doesn't mean it's any less scary.
With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting
Okay, so there are a lot of
your
benefits.
stomach. Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing!
I love Paimon's like so inquisitive about all this stuff.
Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Paimon, no.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Well, that's Zhang Shang's loss, by the way.
Temperament? Hey, what are you trying to say?
Oh, poor.
Did you just subtly insult
There's
Paimon
nothing.
to her face?
There's nothing wrong with your temperament, Paimon. Don't worry about him. There's nothing wrong with it. Your temperament's perfect. Strange, Baizhu has a weak constitution. And didn't his master pass away at an early age? That's the thing, yeah.
Ugh, Paimon's mad. You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you. Baizhu, you're manic.
Good one.
Changsheng, you're just a pain in the
Both very good nicknames.
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited
It's your
to
loss.
being my
It's your
host.
loss. It's your loss.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are? If it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
I do have someone we can call.
What?
Are we for real?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Yes! Oh my god, Xiao, are you there? He's gonna come running. Yes, look.
You called?
He is. Xiao would if we got a small paper cut, Xiao would appear. There he is, our man. So glad to see him.
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
He can do whatever he wants.
Well, this is unexpected.
He's the best.
Huh? It's you.
It's you?
Baizhu of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe
Huh?
I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite,
Look
when
at
we
him.
met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity.
Oh, okay.
I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Look at look at Xiao standing up there like Batman.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have
Oh
crossed
my
once
God.
before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Yes, exactly. I love he comes right over to us, by the way. Right over to us. Let me explain. That's so cool. Again, we know that all we do is call Xiao and he will come.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison.
It's horrible, isn't it, Xiao?
Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable.
Did someone say lament?
I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce Village.
Look at this, look at this. Perfect character in every way.
A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis.
Okay.
The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingce Village was founded some time after that.
You're so smart.
The seal is still mostly intact.
If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep
I will
underground.
never get over how like the journey we went on with Xiao, right? From being like someone who we just like met at like Wangshan Inn and like just like randomly like would have different encounters with, to like someone who like deeply trusts us and would come to our aid whenever we need it, to now someone who like, you know, admires life with us and like sees us as someone who you can actually like, you know, rely on, as we saw at the end of the interlude arc conquest as well. Someone that he can actually like, you know, like because Xiao's whole life was like feeling like, oh, I need to be punished, I'm bothering people, and now like we know that Xiao is directly someone that cares about us and we care about them, and he knows this now.
However,
I love this. I love he
its
just showed
aura
up.
is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
I see. You come with us.
I do not like to intervene against mortals
Okay.
unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name
And he means
again.
it. Thank you, Xiao. Thank you so much. Eyes on the snake. Eyes on Shanshan.
Nothing.
Oh my god, you just stared daggers into
I do not
Shanshan.
wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but
Yeah?
immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine
Oh
it
my
to
god,
be.
and come from Xiao. Oh, of course. Yeah, this is like, you know, his journey of like, you know, still being alive while all his friends are gone is like one of the biggest curses that he thinks has befallen on his life.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Like, if there's anyone who you would should listen to the words of saying that, it's Xiao.
Farewell.
Oh no, he's come. Okay, he can't come with us. Okay, but we can call him again. We can call him again when we need
What a
him.
strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember
He's so
them.
tall as well.
That's Xiao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go
No, he's the
off
best.
of.
He's the absolute best.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jialiang must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Oh.
Master!
You came all the way here?
Master! There's a problem.
Gui? Did you run all the way from Boo?
That's a long distance.
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me
Yeah.
everything.
It's Jialiang.
Oh no.
He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Oh, it's going downhill now.
How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
Oh no. Are you gonna have to use more of your life force as well? Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good whatsoever. Like, again, this is like very Genshin to like, you know, give us like a moment of like absolute bliss, you know, talking to one of our favorite characters. No, like, legit, like in the top 3, in the top 5 at the very, you know, probably my favorite character of all time, I think, in Genshin, of Xiao. You know, I'll have to do like a top 10 favorite characters at some point to show you like who I actually see as like my favorite characters. And obviously that's different from design as well. But like I love the journey that we always went on Xiao, and I love that like Xiao using their past here, because like Xiao was like someone who like we always knew was a fantastic person who wanted to be around us and wanted to be around people, but felt like they didn't deserve it. Like, remember they saved our life during the battle with a god. And then, of course, like a very Genshin thing to drop the hammer on us very, very quickly. A little bit after that as well. Like it's a good writing technique, but oh, it hurts. It hurts all the time. I hope he doesn't have to use more of his life force now as well.
Dad, what's wrong?
And Chi-Chi bending over here as well.
Don't be scared. Dr. Baizhu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baizhu, you're back. My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood.
Oh no.
Now he can't even get a full word
So
out
it's even
anymore.
worse.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Oh, Chi-Chi, you did good at least keeping everyone calm here maybe, but I think everything's going too haywire.
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for
Oh,
treatment.
Baizhu, but that's gonna...
Yes, of course.
You're gonna do the same thing?
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
This isn't good, Baizhu. The exact same thing again. Like, we know it drained your life force last
Not
time.
gonna use Changsheng's
Oh,
secret
poor
art again,
Hayu.
Is he?
Yes, he is gonna use it again.
No other way to save Jialiang?
No, it's so horrible. It really is.
Oh, please don't worry.
Oh, Chi-Chi.
Dr. Baizhu will find a way.
But
You know, it's a lot. It's so much, and like, again, like, that hope that was given there. Wait till the next morning again. The hope that was given there for Ayu there, like, it probably felt so freaking good. Let's take our mail out. Oh, we don't have any mail. That's you guys' fault. Yeah, no, the hope that was given only to be dashed again, you know? And like, I think it's like I know that Baizhu wanted to like didn't think it would deteriorate this fast. We thought we'd have time, which is why it happened like this. And this is a situation where Baizhu like was like all of a sudden like, you know, like knew this was gonna happen. That would get worse like this. Baizhu thought we'd have time.
how are you feeling, Dad?
Oh, he's
Are
back
you
to
still hurting
Baizhu.
anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again.
How's
are
Baizhu
you?
doing though?
Much better, Hayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual.
Oh no. Yeah, it's just the implications behind it. Like, what did Baizhu do?
Wait, where's Dr. Baizhu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet,
Oh
so
no,
he
it's
must
probably
still
very
be
bad.
resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiang Li once we find her.
Yeah, about that, by the way.
Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts
This
yet?
is such a nerve-wracking quest.
No.
Oh my
the Adventurers
God.
Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Yeah, you need to rest, and like, please, for Baiju's sake, rest.
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventures Guild.
No, please, just like sleep for like 10 hours or something.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time.
Man, it's not a shame to admit, like, you've been relying on a lot of people. You've been relying on your kid for a long time too as well. So like, just rest. Just rest.
Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baizhu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baizhu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go up and check on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
I feel so bad, man. Like, this is like we knew, especially as soon as we saw that he was like so healthy again. You know what I mean? Even compared to last time.
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help
Exactly.
you balance your chi.
Exactly.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something.
What? What did you learn?
Jiang Li's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
Yeah.
So, how much longer do you think Baizhu's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
We totally understand if we had to come in there while you lied under the bed covers and relaxed. You know what I mean?
All right.
Just like, don't push it.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just... Who's talking behind our backs again?
Is this the way you put it?
Baizhu! Changsheng!
But okay, oh, Paimon's so happy to see them as well. Paimon cares so much.
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
Yeah, that's interesting, yeah.
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment.
Oh, no.
And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition.
Wait, what?
Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is
What?
essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs.
Wait, so his wife is using this the god remains as a way to like offset this, but the side effect is like forgetting things and like becoming more like less with it?
Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
I did not expect this at all.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time
So it's
ago.
like a situation of it's like, would you rather have your father alive and not remember you at times and like most of the time, or would you just rather he be gone? That's the question here, you know?
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang Li had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy,
Jesus.
or he could have still perished at any moment.
So she's been working like crazy to do this.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, Paimon.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiang Li has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiang Li has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
This is again, it's not the turn that I thought it would be. Like it's way crazier than I thought it would be in a lot of ways. But it feels like this is heading towards a heartbreaking conclusion.
I never suspected that even Jiang Li would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
The idea of fate as well, I love that we're thinking about this too, like how many times, and we might be thinking for different reasons, but when I think of this, the idea of fate, I think of how many destined encounters we'd have, how many encounters with characters we've had where they have gone beyond what would be seen as human. Like Xiao, who we talked to in this episode, was someone who saved our freaking life more than once in supernatural beyond human means.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind.
Oh yeah, you never know until the last dime.
In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiang Li is.
110.
Her regular exposure to God remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
We see him as well. Who's that? So he heard everything.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
Because he wanted to come back and talk. He said he wanted to come back and talk, thank Baizhu. But buddy, you should be resting.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything
He probably
already.
did. He probably did.
Dr. Baizhu, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way.
I really feel like, I'm super worried. Super worried about your, health.
I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
That's so horrible. I have to remember. I'm sure I'll remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and
I
rest.
agree. I do agree.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
That is so freaking heartbreaking. Holy hell.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
This whole quest is heartbreaking.
I never expected to live this long in the first
Jesus.
place. My death is already long overdue, so why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
And Hutao's listening in as well.
Very well. Then follow me.
This is going to be interesting. And there's poor little Gigi. Oh, she got up right away when she saw Baizhu.
Dr. Baizhu, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen, and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Wait, what?
Dr. Baizhu, do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time.
Oh no.
You don't want to burn yourself
Oh
again.
no, Gigi burned herself.
Okay.
Gigi, sweetheart. Absolute sweetheart, Gigi. Oh look, she's there doing the medicine stuff already.
Everyone, please be careful.
Oh, Gigi, you be careful as well. Gigi was like the arbiter of something crazy that time as well, though. Remember we did the Interlude Archon quest at one point? And, was it the Interlude? I think it was the Interlude. I could be wrong. Yeah, it was. It was Shenhe's quest. And I remember Chi-Chi was the one standing at the docks being like, something's coming. And it was terrifying. But Chi-Chi's such a sweet character. This is a lot to take in. This is like a character here that like is so afraid of forgetting things, and now like understands like what it like I guess like what like the implications of like what's been happening to him is, but at the same time also like is so desperately worried that like they won't have enough time to even like remember like where their wife gave out the or said they were going to go gather herbs. Beautiful music. I know, it's just so sad. Like to me, like it's like there was I think a few games like Judgment, for example, did a story about like say like something like Alzheimer's, which is, I know this is not Alzheimer's, but like it's a very like kind of like similar kind of like feeling as a child looking at your father forgetting things. And it's always so emotional to me, because I think you're so strong, especially as a child, to have to go through that too, and then having to think about your child going through that also is it's a very big deal. It's a very, very big deal. Can be a big deal for a lot of people.
That strange feeling is
Oh
back.
no.
It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
Should we allow him to...
The Mother Lode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way.
So it's like just this divine force dragging him towards the source.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Again, it's like really helpful, but like even this, there's like an underlying like nervousness about it, right?
I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way.
This worries me a lot. Worries me so much. Wait,
This place feels familiar. I think
Is that a
I've been here
domain?
Before.
that's a domain.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still
This is
waiting
too
for
much.
me.
This is too much for me. This man is breaking my heart.
Then let's hurry.
We're going in. We're going into the domain. Holy hell. Entanglement of past dreams. The restless force within Jialiang has beckoned him ceaselessly, drawing everyone to this place. Here the stench of evil is growing and the curtains of fate are soon to fall. The curtains of fate? What the hell? The way that he, like, even the writing in this mission is crazy.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
It's okay. We can do it. We can definitely do it.
The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel.
Very cool that you know
A
this.
thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to,
Oh man, no, it's okay.
curses. Why can't I
Don't
remember what she
strain
said?
yourself. Don't strain yourself.
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, don't strain yourself with this. Or Baizhu, by the way, which I did not, well, of course, like, we should expect it, but I guess, like, I'm always just like, oh, we get to play this character. It's always, like, this unexpected, like, instant feeling of, like, oh!
Mind the side effects.
Watching that. I actually have Baiju's weapon as well, by the way. Yeah, this is very, like, it feels cold, right? So Hilly Shirl's here as well, by the way. That's it. That's actually, like, a very,
Off we go.
like, good Dendro move. Like, how quickly, like, it worked there as well, as to me is the way I'm looking at it. Like, and how effective it was. I don't know if it's just only effective at, like, a closer range, but, like, oh, so it heads back to us.
Mind the side effects.
So if we move here like this, it will get everyone. Of course, we have our Eula. Okay, cool.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I don't see any dust on the sensor surface because it's still new. I don't think it was left here by treasure hoarders.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters
Yeah.
just now.
The incense was burned several days ago, If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave.
Entity is like when someone calls it an entity, it's terrifying.
After them, Jialiang was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jialiang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jialiang. Yes, this was the place.
It's still, I know it's a thing where, like, you know, like, I hope it doesn't seem like I'm looking down on him or anything like that, or like, you know, like, because, you know, it can seem like that sometimes. It's literally just a concern, like an innocent sadness, because you think about, like, the idea of, like how important memories are, not just in this game, but in real life itself. Like, memories are a big theme in this game, and remembering things, like, whether it be from Zhongli, or, like, the forest in Sumeru, or most characters, like, remembering the past, like, even, like, with Xiao, you know, it influences whole life. This idea of, like, memory is so important in Genshin, and that's why, like, it's even breaking my heart even more with this.
This is where I told Zhongli to give me the poison.
So you told her? Oh, poor Paimon.
Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me.
She is a what? Wait, what's the conclusion to this, though? That's the thing. Like, what is, like, what type of conclusion do you have here to this? Like, there's no. What's the happy conclusion? The lighting here is sick. I'm so worried to even think about what the conclusion could be to this. It doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like, does anyone else get that energy as well, where it's like,
I can feel it. We're getting close.
I can't see, like, a perfect conclusion.
Almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Holy hell. Activate? Whoa! I know I don't have to avoid this, but it just seems that way. It kind of reminds me of, like, some of the geo puzzles I had to do in the...
We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
It's very, like, again, this whole place. It's beautiful.
More speed.
Oh. It's another one of those things here. Kind of like a, I guess, is that the filth? Like the gunk that, like... No, is it? I think it is. Is it? Uh-oh. This is the residue. Oh, yeah, I think that's the god remains. So to activate this to open the doors? So if you activate this now, where does it go to? We need to push this along then. To open the different doors. If that actually is that looks like it's the remains. We're like right in the center of this then. It's gonna open this door, I think, is it? Yep. What is this progression? What the heck? This whole place is incredible. Like, there's Helichars just living amongst, like, the god remains.
Yeah. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Oh.
Seems like an emergency.
That background was so cool.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
I don't think we'll leave it too much. And there's also shield as well. Very cool stuff. Very, very, very cool stuff. Oh, hello.
By royal decree. Not good. Rain cutter. No, my sword. Blood of
Then we'll use
frost.
this. Where are we? We're not gone, are we? No, come on. You come here. No, stay close. Stay close, young hobbit. Didn't do much for us, did it?
The doctor will see you.
The doctor will see you is so sick. Holy hell.
Beg for mercy.
Yeah, I forgot we should be using Superconduct, but I wanted to like involve Baizhu in there as well, you know? That looks like progression. I want to go back there and see what else we could find with the other doors there. Man, if we're this close to God Remains,
More speed.
like that's crazy. That is crazy. And again, please correct me if I'm thinking like if God Remains and Archon Residue are different. It just sounds like Residue and Remains sound like incredibly close to what they are, you know? We know what they did to Kale. So how are we gonna get this one here? This door? Because it's not connected to there.
Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here. There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow
Ah,
it
I
and
see, I see. I see. Perfect. So maybe we do have to just go this way.
More speed.
You know, you'd be tempted to, there it is. You'd be tempted to look up the idea of like, hey, are they the same thing? But then like, you know, I know for a fact I'm gonna get a big spoiler. Like, because what will happen is it'll be the simplest spoiler in the world. Like, what will happen is if I look up like, is Archon Residue and God Remains the same thing? And then like, the first thing that I'll see is like a picture, like, or a video for like a lore video. I will have like a picture of a character from like Natlan or something. You know what I mean? That's just like, oh yes, yes, I know what to do here. Yes, yes. Oh no, we just need to activate it from here. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, I feel weird being so close to it. Are we getting that much closer? What the hell? Look at that! It's like all stringy and stuff, like all like it's almost like it's like a spreading. That looks like it has a face on his back. Look at that.
Jiali!
Oh, she's passed out.
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The God Remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Oh wait,
By royal
there's
decree,
do a bit of. Oh wait, you can just do.
Taking a turn for the better.
Shadow Raven.
Here we go. It's been a while since we used Eula, but like, you know, as usual, just an absolutely incredible character who does so good for us in every single sense. And of course, we love using Benny for his buff with Eula as well.
Shudder.
There we go. Oh man. Having a fifth member all the time just like
Baizhu,
makes this
how
trivial.
serious
Like
is it?
it's so easy sometimes just
She-
because like that's the reason they have 4-person teams, by the way, and they let you try out characters in this way, you know? Because like they make things your team even more powerful than it already is.
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite
Oh my
grave.
god, what happened to her though?
The God Remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you.
And there's a lot of it here. Look at the way it's like formed and stuff.
If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up
What?
again.
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away! It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baizhu said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the God Remains here.
So if that's destroyed, she'll be destroyed.
If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if
Oh
it
my
stops
god, this
working-
again, this is what I mean. There's like, where's the happy ending here?
Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the God Remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him!
Oh, Paimon, but again, like, it's a, you don't see a way out of here,
Baizhu, you're a great doctor. Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
And like, if I can ask the question to you guys as well, this quest came out after we met Calais, right? And after we met all those characters. But obviously, like, it's a whole different world. Like, Amber's not going to be here to talk about this stuff either and all these things. It's not going to happen that way. You're not going to have, like, Dotari show up out of nowhere, It's a whole different situation, and that's what, like, the different regions are, They don't all know each other constantly and all interact with each other.
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli...
Holy hell...
Maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something.
And buy us some time, by the way.
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
I keep saying it. Where is the possible happy ending here, or even a bittersweet ending?
Dr. Baizhu, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days.
Jesus!
But if I were to treat her using a secret
Yeah, but is that just delaying everything, though?
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baizhu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You are not the first to mention it to me.
Of course.
If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiangli have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family.
It's so much.
I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis.
I love that he mentions the blessing from Rex Lapis. Like, that's so sad that he's even, like, thinking, like, I got to see how you grow up even a little bit.
If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die...
What is this quest?
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life.
Of course. Are you kidding me?
Traveler.
No.
Dr. Baizhu. Could I have another minute with my wife?
They're not gonna do this.
I just...
Sorry, I didn't mean... I literally did not mean to press that button.
Of course.
They're not gonna do this.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that...
No!
I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
This is horrible.
Jialiang. Baizhu, Changsheng.
Oh, Paimon.
Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Heartbreaking. This is so heartbreaking.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiangli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods.
I kept asking, where's the happy or at least the bittersweet ending? This isn't even bittersweet. It's bitter. It's sad. It's heartbreaking.
What a crazy situation.
Oh.
Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life. And now, Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiangli.
Paimon's breaking my heart even more now.
What's the point of it all?
All we can do now is honor Jialiang's decision and bear witness.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause?
That question makes sense, and I understand. It's still so sad.
At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
Baizhu. It's so true. I'm sorry for bringing it up again, but there's such a reason they had Xiao in this story, right? Someone who's so willing to give their life to someone else are the least deserving to die. And Zhongli felt that too.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go.
Ah. I can't. I cannot.
If you could only see him now.
Oh.
He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you.
We were complimenting the heck out of that kid.
So, I know that you'll both be okay without me.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, I can't. I can't. Did he? He broke it. He broke it.
I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
Oh my god, why is every single, like, I can't think of the last Genshin episode where we didn't just get freaking, like, destroyed emotionally at this stage.
As you wish.
Holy hell. He's just gonna do it now. It's gone. Oh my. This is so bad.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will
God.
allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
These are characters we met 2 hours ago.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad.
Stop.
Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Poor Ayu as well. No.
These memories come to
No.
mind now. The longer
She's
we
gonna
live, the tighter we cling to what we have.
Like, I don't know if I should be happy that she, like, woke up to say goodbye, or if, like, it's or sad that she woke up to see him freaking pass away.
Oh, how I would.
Oh, you can't even hear her voice.
To hear your voice one last time.
Jesus Christ. What the hell? This game didn't do all this. Holy hell.
Jialiang. Jialiang.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Jialiang.
Wait.
Jialiang.
Wait. No. What?
Dad, are you
No, I thought it was
awake?
gonna be the last time. Wait, what?
Jiangli.
What?
Are you?
Did they save him?
Didn't I? Huh?
Wait.
What are these?
They're like wards.
How does it feel to come back to life?
Wait, what? Wait, did you make him a zombie?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in
Holy
detail?
hell, Baizhu.
Dr. Baizhu, I thought that I was going to...
Oh my god, what the hell?
Die? You did indeed.
Baizhu!
As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
He created another zombie!
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare
That's what she created!
Elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death.
Chi-Chi, freaking master pharmacist.
Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to
Right,
extend your life
but
indefinitely.
look how happy Ayu is.
Whether it will keep you
Holy
alive for a few days,
hell.
a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement
Hutao's
to be
here
a
as well.
satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will.
The iron will to live.
In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them.
Why did that line make me, like, break completely? I was already, like, snapping. Like, you know, like when a ruler is, like, bending? That just snapped me completely. Like, he's like, I don't care about the morality of everything. I don't care about the freaking rules of, like, and how dubious this is. I was presented with a life to save that deserved to be saved, and I saved them.
And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jialiang to show us the way before we set off for Qingsa village?
Wait.
Oops. And I'm busted.
Oh, because she set this whole thing up?
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
So it was Hutao. Again, amazing character.
No wonder he didn't mention
That
the
broke me
elixir
so
back
bad.
then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baizhu's attention.
Wonder about, like, how quickly I've, like, warmed up to the idea of this character, and, like, that line I think just encapsulates what we've learned about Baizhu from this whole time.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be.
Hutao, you're amazing too. And again, to me, like, it's like, while it is at odds with each other with Hutao and Baizhu, it's almost like a perfect harmony as well, where it's like, now he does get to go on to the afterlife, and the celebration of his life through Hutao in, like, the funeral will actually can be, like, a more of a happy one, you know?
Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum.
Oh, Chi-Chi.
The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral.
Okay, so she's saying... Okay, so maybe I misinterpreted this as well. So what she was saying was... all I wanted to do was help Xiao find his missing wife as soon as possible so he could go to the afterlife. So what she meant was that she wanted him to say goodbye as soon as possible, but this is actually, like, encroaching on her business a bit. Yeah, no, I misinterpreted that. And now Chi-Chi's listening in.
You stay away from my dad. When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baizhu and cure Dad for good.
Isn't that an interesting concept as well, though? Like, Ayu is, like, very passionate here. This poor kid. Hutao is literally just doing her job in a way that, like, is like, yes, it seems very invasive because she's a very forward person. She loves the idea of giving people a proper send off and giving people a proper, like celebration of their life. But, like, from a kid's perspective, of course, this is gonna look like you're taking my dad away from me.
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out
And
for
her
you.
saying you're going to put her out of business, you will be the first person to try to find immortality, basically. And a cure for someone. Chi-Chi, run.
Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
It was so special seeing Hutao again.
Is she finally
Poor Chi-Chi.
gone?
This is a lot, man. This is an incredible quest.
Glad it ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Paimon's idea of celebration can only mean one thing. Such as...
At times like this, a grand celebratory feast
Yeah.
is in order.
And rightly so. The music here is beautiful as well. This was an incredible story quest. And what an incredible ending as well.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
Maybe that's a hard-won meal, for sure.
Hey, Paimon can't wait!
This-
Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Because she knows we're doing the cooking. Oh my god, what an ending.
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baizhu, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Baizhu has done leaps and bounds for me in such a short time, in a character that we knew very little about. You know what I mean? To get up there as someone who I appreciate quite a bit.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Baizhu, Changshang, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Wow. Wait, what? We're playing as Baizhu? What?
Now that you are part zombie,
Oh no.
there are some rules that you
Oh, Chi-Chi.
need to know.
I'm dying.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First,
Yes, ma'am, as well.
don't forget to stretch your body regularly.
That's why she's stretching in her idle animations.
Second, don't forget to...
What did you forget?
Yes? Go on.
This is so sweet.
Don't forget to...
I forgot.
She forgot. It's so sweet. Yeah, this is... I did not expect to be playing as Baizhu, by the way. Look at the lighting here as well. Yeah, such a funny, sweet moment here. We have a lot to talk about, I think, when this quest ends. A lot. This is so interesting. We're just straight up playing as Baizhu.
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changshang, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
Yeah?
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu.
And she's going for a walk with this person as well. Man, Liyue's so pretty. This quest was like unexpectedly ended
I've
so
taken a look
well.
at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach.
And like such a praise for Baizhu here.
But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on
What?
yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface
Baizhu.
sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changshang's contract lets you transfer between bodies.
This is incredible, by
Is
the way.
it?
This like not even just like there's certain scenes in games like where like you'd remember forever. The composition of this, the directing of this is incredible.
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jialiang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
Okay.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying?
Yeah.
I'm in no position to
You both
criticize
did
for
something
this.
incredibly crazy to help someone.
The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old. And I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another. And then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us.
Holy hell.
Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
Maybe.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Oh my god, and this quest proves it.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changshang to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many
Freaking
that
hell.
some of them I don't even recognize.
So many?
Can you still stop before it's too late?
Oh no.
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Oh my god, you cut it off here? He's transferred so many toxins that she believes that it might be like, can he stop before it's too late?
Mom, come and join us. The traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad will be able to taste them. Come and try them out.
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget
Don't say that.
If one day you're not around anymore.
Don't say that.
Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you,
Whew.
they will all miss you dearly.
Whew.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
Jesus.
I can only hope so.
I'm blown away by this quest. Like, these story quests are so incredible.
Baizhu, what did Qiang Li mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Also, Shang-Chi was talking about fate. What does she mean exactly?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baizhu and Zhang Li's master, has passed away at a young age.
Right.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
I'm guessing if they don't...
It is a very long story.
I'm guessing if they don't transfer the poison to themselves... Oh, wow.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land,
Okay.
one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering.
Holy hell, look at this person.
But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick.
This is beautiful.
And bade their final farewell.
So beautiful. Final farewell.
Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake.
Oh
its
my
breathing
god!
Weak, and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined.
That's how it was
And
formed.
I will impart to you the secret art of healing.
Oh my
But be
god!
warned,
Oh my god! Oh my
this
god!
art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say
Yeah.
goodbye.
Oh my! It's so beautiful. Look at
Only
this.
Now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others.
And when it was
And
passed.
generation upon generation followed in these footsteps.
Oh my.
Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the
Look how gorgeous
path
this is.
taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poisoned chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured.
This is so parallel to what we've been what's happening in this quest too.
Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away?
Yes.
Just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed?
Oh
Are
my
not
god, the music
lives
is so
cut
good.
short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patient?
I hope Baizhu realizes this. I really hope he
What
does.
is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer.
This is. Look at this.
I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a
Oh, there he
remedy
is.
for this conundrum,
Oh my god, why?
which has ailed us so.
I'm like teary-eyed. I have such an appreciation for this character
Time and
now.
again, no matter how much I try to warn
That's all the
them
people that was passed on to.
balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
Oh, the voice is great.
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a
Moments?
nice nap on Mount Yaojin.
They would just die.
Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Oh my god.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved,
Holy
why
crap.
shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes.
I'm dying.
Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
Baizhu. That was incredible.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
I think I need a second. That was one of the most beautiful. They do those things like at the end of stories a lot. That was probably one of the most beautiful ones we've ever seen. The storytelling, the way everything was presented as well, the way it paralleled the quest now. And Baizhu as a character, every time he says he just has to save a life worth saving, is his life? Does he feel his life is worth saving?
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
Some of those well-written lines for Baizhu to this whole story.
So, Baizhu, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp.
So he's saying that, like, yeah, I want to find all these answers, but also I don't want to go fly too close to the sun.
Cheng Sheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jialiang feared for Jiangli's life, or Jiangli grieved over Jialiang's sacrifice.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just yeah. Like they both were like feeling that immense amount of pain. There was no matter what, there was going to be grieving there.
I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract
so you're like breaking,
to anyone else in the future.
Breaking that cycle.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison, poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body?
True.
If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison.
So if a disease is defined as a deviation from normal function, who knows, perhaps the true elixir of mortality. So the idea that if it goes against your body's natural function, is it also a poison?
Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one.
I don't know how a lot of them even survived.
I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Cheng Sheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only
that's
one
why,
solution.
Yeah, that's why they're so interested in immortality.
Precisely. I will be Cheng Sheng's final host.
That's painful, though.
And the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Like, like in other characters in Liyue with Xiao, the idea of immortality, they've brought up in this question that with Zhongli, yes, it's like these beautiful characters that deserve to be alive forever. I want them to be alive forever, but they still have to carry on the pain of a lot of people that have passed.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy.
I love that interpretation of greed, by the way. The idea of like, I guess it did pass on to me a little bit. You know what I mean? That line from Full Alchemist Brotherhood like always gets me as well. You know.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human?
Oh. This is such a special story. I didn't expect it to be this interested in this character by the end of this, just because we didn't know a lot about them.
For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
It's a very beautiful sentiment. And I think as well for me, like the reason why it's shocking to me is because I generally thought that like Baizhu, like even though they helped a lot and helped us a lot throughout the story, I thought there was like going to be more of a like I thought we were going to learn a lot more like of a darker side of them. And while this is a darker side, it's also like a side that like shows a very like it's beautifully dark. Like it's dark in a sense of like how it would make us feel in the end, but it's a beautiful side.
Dr. Baizhu, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
Oh, the food's already ready?
We also have
the way she popped up.
For Cheng Sheng and Paimon.
Wait.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Oh, Paimon.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
Yeah.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, Are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Yes, Baizhu, you are a fountain of just saying things that not only like I kind of agree with, but also that are just like absolutely like incredible lines. Like obviously some stuff I wouldn't agree with, like I wouldn't want them ever to like, you know, inject poison into themselves, but like some of the stuff he talks about life, it just like makes so much sense to me. Makes so much sense. That's it? Oh, we're not, okay, that's, I thought we were going to see the dinner, but okay. That was incredible. That was incredible. Of an incredible story quest. Like, I think as a character, like I said, I thought there was going to be a much more darker, sinister side to Baizhu, but the actual darker side was present, but it was more of a beautiful darker side as well that showed like a dark secret. But again, it's such a beautiful side to him because again, like Baizhu like made me like go from thinking like the zombie stuff was like kind of weird to like cheering for it. And of course, like we cheered for because we love Chi-Chi already, but you know what I mean? Like it was like this very interesting thing to cheer for. A very beautiful sentiment there towards the end of it, like about the idea of life, those little things that make life so worth living, like the idea of food and being satiated by small things. Perfect example is of a show I love called Monster, of a character who like was about to like, and this isn't like, this is, you know, if you want to, I'll put a timestamp on the screen when you can skip to this if you think it's a spoiler, but I don't think it's much of a spoiler. But like a character like wanted to like assassinate someone, not a main character, and they saw them putting too much sugar in their coffee as they're about to assassinate the person, and were like, man, that's what life is all about. Those little things that we love, like putting too much sugar to our coffee, like, you know what I mean? You know, putting extra like chocolate on like a cake and or like something like this, you know, like and eating that extra bar of chocolate. It's like those little tiny things like make life worth living and make life meaningful. And it's like I can't, and then in the end he decided I cannot kill them. I cannot. Also, like a really beautiful thing that happened in this quest that I thought was like really well done was the idea of like I won't be able to hear her voice. I want to hear her voice just once again. I thought it was gonna be like in the afterlife you heard her voice, but no, it was like they transitioned so well to like actually hearing her voice in the like in the actual real life, and like again becoming a zombie, allowing them to like speak their mind, I guess, like before they go, because it will be probably like what, like a few years, maybe a few, I don't know, a few months, few years, but they will get to finally get that last chance to like maybe play with their son and have a normal life with their wife. And I think that's all the special. But if you ever wonder why I'm moving around a lot, it like prevents like the poor characters here from talking too much, just because like I think that, you know, it can get annoying you having to hear these beautiful characters speak and then hearing my voice as well. Not annoying in the sense that like we don't like hearing them speak. I love the idle animation talks, but I feel like, you know, when I'm saying something, it's probably like, you know, it's probably not good for the listener to hear two voices at the same time. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love that part of it as well. I love the introduction, the way they put characters like Xiao in this, who like has, you know, dealings with the idea of immortality and what you can leave behind and the pain of like leaving stuff behind. Also the idea of self-sacrifice and how Xiao will show up to save anyone at any moment. It kind of parallels the way Baizhu will, you know, if there's someone needing to be saved, regardless of the circumstances, he will save them. He will try to save them. That broke me so badly when he said that. Also having like a friend from old who also studied under the same person who understands him very well was a great addition to it too. I think having it in Liyue, of course, is perfect. Obviously, this is where he lives, but there's like a lot of themes of sacrifice here, themes of memories in this game, a lot of memory based stuff also at the same time. Yeah, like some really incredible stuff that happened in this quest and some really incredible lines of dialogue. I loved every little tiny theme about it as well. The build up to it as well, using Xiao as like this idea, like I said, of like the idea of like letting people pass on and like thinking of Zhongli in that sense too. Also using Hutao in this story as someone who like kind of rejects the idea of immortality like more than anyone, because like Hutao believes in a proper send-off rather than like, you know, lingering on too long. And it was kind of like a perfect, not foil, but a perfect kind of rival to have for Baizhu. So Baizhu could be like, hey, I'm gonna save this person just like you want to give them a proper send-off. I want to make sure that they are, if someone's worth saving, they're worth saving. And the concept of being worth saving is something that's there too with Baizhu. It's like, does Baizhu feel like they're worth saving? Does Baizhu feel like himself is worth saving? And in this sense, Baizhu feels like to save everyone else and to save other people, he has made himself worth saving, because if he stays alive and stays immortal, not only can he help other people stay alive, but no one else is going to have this contract and no one else is going to pass away from Shenshen. It's a truly beautiful ending to the story and a truly beautiful story in general. If you guys want me to, you know, to put a pin in this, I guess, this went way beyond his character design and his outfit or whatever like this, you know, because that was the original discussion about Baizhu, was me like not liking his design too much. I'll throw all you Baizhu fans a bone right now. And not only a bone, but like I'll meet you in the middle with something here. Yeah, I don't like his pants, but beautiful eyes and that crop top suits him very well. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for being along this journey. We're getting closer and closer to Fontaine. Another story quest complete. And I think, in terms of story quests, we have Yoimiya to do, and we have Xianyun to do. Now, I don't know if I should do Xianyun now, because we'll be reacting to the Lantern Rite 3.5, so I wonder would it be a good idea to do Xianyun's story now. If it's available. You guys let me know if there's no spoilers for stuff like this. I know I'm doing them in order, I understand that, but at the same time, I like, obviously if Xianyun's going to be in the Archon quest, it might be a good idea to watch it now. I don't know when exactly. Obviously it just took place, maybe like, by the looks of it, it took place near Fontaine, but you can watch it now. I don't know if that would be too big of an issue, because usually I like to do them in order, but if it's the case that we should do this story quest now, so we can do the Lantern Rite as well, that would make sense, right? Because Lantern Rite would have been last January, which would have been no, that would have been after Fontaine. It would have been after Fontaine. So maybe we wait to do Lantern Rite if there's some Fontaine characters. You guys let me know if the Lantern Rite 3.5, if Xianyun's the only character that would be spoiled for me, then 100% we'll do Xianyun's story quest. I think that makes sense. But I do like to do them in order, if that makes sense. But let me know how that works out. If not, we'll just like, maybe we'll watch a different event, and that could be it too. Yeah, and of course Yoimiya will be another one we're going to be doing too, which I'm very excited to do also. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the series, and I will see you guys very soon. After saying thank you to the Never Gonna Play the Baby Gangster here on Patreon, thank you to Typharo 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana. You can tell I'm like getting up the list now. It's on my phone. Janet the Banana, but I get it right every time. Every time. The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Radish, Anusa, Shabotterbed, Malcolm Day, Jeff Trapp, and Links Markey, and I'll see you guys very soon. Let's do the thing. Show you do the thing, yeah? Graceful.